Hey guys, just want to show you a little bit of a sort of a strategy for getting assignment 2 figured out. Basically, I think the easiest way to start off with, I'm just going to go with squares. You can kind of do whatever you want. Start off with a square, and you can see there, I've got the stroke is on black here, and it's white. And this is nice because this is going to be sort of my base shape. So I'm going to select that, right, using my black arrow tool. Select it, copy, paste. There's where my second design can go, and then I'm actually going to paste it again because this is going to be what we use our clipping mask later on. So anyway, so that's kind of where we start, and that's, I'm actually just going to grab these right now and pull them off to the side because we don't even have our shapes yet. These are just going to be our canvases that we're going to work on, sort of if you think about that artistically. In the real world, those are going to be our canvases. So I don't know. Let's figure out what we've got. Sure, I'll just start with a circle, and I don't know. I'll make a few circles that are similar in size. Okay. Black arrow tool, and I'm going to take these all now, and I'm going to go over to my alignment tools. You can get those up here under Align. And what I want to do is horizontally align them and then vertically align them. I don't know, for random circles that I think starts to look pretty interesting. And then let's see, in here I've got my sliders. This is the color menu here. I like working with HSB just because that corresponds with uh, hue, saturation, and value. It's easy to get black, easy to have a lot of control over your color. For these classes, this is good. So you just use that little drop down to get HSB. And then black is just with 0 and 0 over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick 0, or black rather, right there and there. I kind of like what I've got there. Okay, so this is a start. I feel like maybe I need one more circle. So I'm going to stick that over here. I'm going to grab all of those again, vertically align them, horizontal, and then vertically align them. And then there we are. This is not bad. Excuse me. Next step is probably to, I don't know, play around with that just a little bit. I don't know. It feels like it's a little bit empty. I'm going to start right in the center, pull a rectangle off that direction. And what exactly I'm doing isn't entirely important. What I think is you want to look at the Pathfinder menu here. We've got a whole bunch: divide, trim, merge, crop, right? We've got all these weird sort of shapes here. It does this thing, whatever that is. But I don't like that. It's close, actually. Yeah. It's close to what I was thinking. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just grab, some of these we can see that takes like that. That does that. Divide. Okay, that's actually the one I want to do, even though it doesn't really show up. Because see what that does is kind of groups everything together. So I'm going to go ungroup. And that shape actually might be kind of cool for later, but I think for right now I'm okay with this here. So here's my shape. This looks fine. I'm actually at this point going to group it, object group, and then that way whenever I click anywhere on here it selects the whole thing. So I'm going to take this guy, and this is going to be my base unit, my cell that I'm working with. So I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm just using Control C, Control V for that. I'm going to shrink it down because it's going to take up a ton of space. Image quality should be good up close. Yeah, see, up close it's just fine. Oh, actually, you know what I realized? The stroke is still on this, isn't it? So let's actually go up here and turn the stroke off. Select it, turn off the stroke. That's going to make it a little cleaner. Well, in theory, maybe not. Because see, there's actually the design that we're looking at. but we're not allowed to use colors, so we'll just do black. That's fine. Okay, so we'll just take that guy there, shrink it down, maybe copy and paste that, hold the shift key while I rotate it, and I can get it sort of lined up there. Use my align keys, take those, select them, copy and paste those, hold my shift key while I rotate it, get those sort of set up right in there. Okay, so that's not bad. And then at this point I can just copy and paste that. Maybe make myself a little pattern. Here's what I'm going to do actually. You know what? Watch this. This is easy. I'm going to group this. This starts to create messes when you start having tons and tons of groups, but for this I think it's okay. So copy and paste that group, and I'm going to grab those two groups and line them up that way. Space them out a little bit. Use my keyboard to get them almost lined up. Copy and paste that. So I'm just copying and pasting. So you see I'm making tons of these things really quick. There we go. Sure, kind of interesting there. So now at this point what I can do is I can actually just take this whole thing. I'm going to put it on top. Here, let's try it this way. Let's shrink it down a little bit. And then I'm going to rotate it a little bit. And then I'm going to put this guy back where I want it. So I'm going to try to find a good composition in there. Okay, so you can kind of see what's going on there, right? There's our design. We can take that, copy, paste. It should automatically click to. No, it's not. What you can actually do, watch this. You can grab this here, and then holding the shift key down, select this one, and you use your alignment tools that way. Not bad. Okay, so that's where we're at. We've got a sandwich with one of these on top, your original canvas on the bottom, with this design in the middle. I'm going to just select the whole bunch, object, clipping mask, make. Okay, so now we've got, rotation and translation taken care of. Then we can sort of start again. Copy, paste. Oops, we don't want that one, do we? We want this one to copy and paste. Copy, paste. Shrink one down. Paste. Make one huge. Paste. Super teeny. Right. Figure out maybe where that looks best on there. And you want more. I'm just doing this because I don't want to have to keep you guys super long on this video. Now I've got them both grabbed. I'm going to align the sandwich, the bread of the sandwich. Object, clipping mask, make. Oops. And that tells me that my sandwich is not on top. That top piece is not on top. So here we go. There we go. I'm just going to copy and paste a new one there. That's what I forgot to do. And then there's our clipping mask and make. So obviously two very different designs, but the idea of playing with scale in one, rotation in the other, and then from there you just need to export it as a JPEG, clean it up in Photoshop by cropping it in Photoshop, and then you're good. So again, I didn't get super into the technical side of it, but the idea of playing with some of the Pathfinder stuff, some of the alignment tools, some of the basic shapes, and how you can create some pretty interesting shapes out of those very basic squares and circles, and then sort of how to get it to be where it is in the end. Now, this is actually one of those things where you may, before you take it into Photoshop, you may want to stick a gray shape in there. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just thinking with all that white around the negative space, it's going to look kind of weird. So I'm going to take a big piece on top that covers up both designs. I'm going to go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. Here we go. And then when you export that, you can get it lined up a little bit more, or you can do it in Photoshop or in Illustrator if you want to get your borders looking good there. It's your call. So anyway, I hope that gives you some ideas.